Hi guys, just a quick update on the Blossoms by the Park's performance yesterday. Today is just Sunday. That means it's just one day after. But honestly, this was quite a little bit of a overperformance than what I expected. Actually, I expected only about 60 plus percent, but well, it exceeded well over that. It was about 73. It went at about 75 plus, and then I think over yesterday or today, somewhere along there are, as usual, quite some dropout units, and then it went down to about 73 or 74%. So I think probably, yeah, I remember yesterday saying about 75, but it dropped down to about 76. But regardless, this is still quite an impressive performance. If you look at it from a percentage point of view, not to mention also that this is still considerably quite I wouldn't consider it a very, very big project, 200 plus units. And then especially I think we are not going to talk about the attributes again. But as I said, I expected lower, about 60 plus, due to the very likely people chonging, for the lower quantum units, which are the 1-2 betas lah. But well, as I expected, while I was watching the drama unfold yesterday, 1 and 2 betas were first to move. And the funny thing is that there are quite some people saying that, oh, the first dual keys will be first to move, and maybe even the agents will go buy themselves, that kind of thing. But the funny thing is that people are not actually going for that, but people were actually going for the smaller units, which is expected because there are not much of them available in terms of quantum wise, and that is an easy entry for them lah. But the unfortunate thing is that whether they know what they are buying, that's another issue. A lot of people are just buying for the sake of buying, just because, oh, this is something that I can buy, and it's either this or maybe I'll go to over to the D15 side, or maybe even the Lentor side. And whatever reasons they're buying, I hope they are clear on their objective. That is something that is very important. So average price of those units that were sold yesterday was about 2,400 plus. I expected about 2,350 to about 2,380, but wow, this is over lah, especially considering the fact that cooling measures just came 2 days prior to that, and there were quite some negative sentiment. Although, as I elaborated in my previous video, that is very unlikely to cause much market disturbance due to the fact that it wasn't targeted at the locals, and or maybe even the PRs. I would say the PRs and the locals, for the first time buyers, they were not targeted, and hence they were not affected. But they form out 90% of the buyers in recent years lah. I mean, in recent 1 year at least, and the government is clear that, and the government does not want to deprive them of their chance to own a property. Ultimately, they are well, they are trying to create the policies for us, and if they deny us the locals the aspirations of owning the homes that we want, then that would have defeat the purpose. And easily, because of that, they end up targeting the foreigners, which are understandably not a large percentage of this development, because very unlikely most of the foreigners will look at this. Even for one of Eden, I think previously for one of Eden it's only about 10%. Anyway, back to this, it seems like the two Vedas and the two Prastadis were the favorite. I would say not exactly. The one also moved very fast yesterday. And then yeah, this one, 2 days, I think it was quite impressive. 75 is definitely above what people are expecting. But like I said, it's probably due to the high amount of the 1-2 betas as compared to maybe those even like Tembusu Green. I'm pretty sure if Tembusu Green got a higher percentage of smaller ones, then people will be snatching. But then again, that is also an entirely different area, because maybe people are looking at lead more of like a residential area, whereas here people are just gunning it more for the rental demand, I would say, which probably is undeniable. But if you're talking about capital appreciation, then that's something that is still a question mark, especially at the price. Later I'll share with you at the kind of prices that they are entering. So and like I mentioned just now, the cooling measures are not designed to deter us from buying a home, which thank goodness. But if this goes on, if this momentum keeps on going and it carries over to continue, and then Lentor Hill, and also reserve residences, then that is something that I think I would say the cooling measures may come down and around again. That's something that we do not want. So please, those people who do not know why you're buying up, please I say stay on the market. Don't sabo the rest of us. There is some gosh. So it's a little bit of a question mark over there. But even if they do throw cooling measures, it's very unlikely to crash the market. It's very likely just to stagnate. For those people who are just waiting for the market to crash 20, 30, 40%, then I would say I was guaranteed, not say guarantee, I will very, very, very confidently say that it's very impossible to happen. It won't happen because it's not in the government's interest. Let me just reiterate that. Okay, so this is the some of the prizes that were sold for one plus study. The good thing about this developer I like is not because they are book or whatever. I like the way they carry out their sales and then their preview. All the other developers they don't allow agents to go in and then go and take photos prior for the agent's preview, the one before the actual preview. But this one doesn't care. If you want to take, you take. I mean it's a good thing. It helps you publicize. And the other thing is that they seem to be quite transparent in this sense. After this, then this was somehow published. I haven't seen most of the other developments do this, but this was made rather available, I would say. But if you look at the prices, this is quite insane. The one is wow, a little bit. 2007 is something that I really, really didn't expect. I expected a peak to be about 2006, but 2007 is I cannot. This is something when I saw, wow, and it's not just the one plus study, these two betas as well hitting that kind of price. The lower PSF we don't talk about because after all, this is still penthouse unit then this is not a very fair comparison because and sometimes they use it, like in the case of Terra Hill, they use it to dangle and then to get buyers, to attract buyers to come in. But in this case, even the 2 plus studies are hitting this kind of PSF almost 2007. So you can see the amount of market frenzy for 3 bidders as well. Even dual keys unfortunately didn't even hit as high, even though they started at a higher price. This one for the 3 betas started at about two, yeah, also about the same, but he hit, I would say, 100 PSF higher. For those of them who are saying, dual key are going to be very attractive here and there, I myself beg to differ because it's really not as rosy as you think it is. Let's just say that. 4 bidders are pretty much untouched. Only the big one is pretty much untouched. Only got one that is sold. The 20 plus of them are still available, which is understandable. I mean, if you have this kind of quantum, then why would you want to buy a place like this, right? Then that is the fundamentally flawed aspect of this. You need to have, I would say, if you want to buy something that has investment or capital gains potential, you want to buy something that even if they launch big units, there will be demand for the big units because that is something that where families want to stay. So in this sense, this project doesn't have that, unfortunately. So, but the biggest winner, of course, in this sense, will be the upcoming guy, by Kingsford. I think they call it the Hill and one off. Haven't really got confirmed about him. Doesn't really matter whether I get the name right or wrong, but they are definitely going to have a big confidence boost if the market continues running like this. One of hidden, hard to say, question mark, because after all, it's still a little bit older, not a lot older, but it's still 1 year older. But it's definitely in a much better position than this guy, I would say for sure. But if this guy launch even higher, then this one, I really don't think they are gonna be that ambitious unfortunately For this is Kingsford, and then their previous project on Momentum Park, they didn't stage up that much, which is a good thing because that means the end buyers didn't even get that much of a bad deal. But today they are very likely gonna, because of this guy, they're gonna what the price is the entire area. Some people will say that there is a little bit far away. Yes, there is far away, but remember that the area does not have any supply. It does not have much supply comparable. So this will eventually trigger a ripple effect, especially even today for Blossoms by the Park. Then there are all the other launches, I would say. Even today here, this guy transacted at even 2006, 2007 for a leasehold 99. Then this guy, upcoming continuum, is definitely not gonna let so much steam off, and they are likely gonna see this. Hey, even after cooling measures came in, these guys are selling can sell up to 2006, 2007 for that kind of location, for that kind of leasehold. So continuum is very likely gonna receive quite a lot of confidence from that, and then hence push their price. And I would say at least about 28, 229 on average, since even though they launched at about 26, but it's very likely gonna be like you see on even for this one, they say the lowest is about 218 something. I'll if I remember correctly, but today the PSF is about 2.4 or around there, depending on market sentiment. Of course, there is a little bit of competition in that sense because there are some plots fighting, but at the same time, remember that they do not need to sell up. They do not need to sell the super high on the first day. They just need to sell a certain percentage, and then the rest of the time they can slowly sell because they have a very long time runway to sell. And that is something that people misunderstand. They always gauge development performance by the first day, by the launch day performance, but that is not something that is going to be very accurate. And especially for those of you who are aiming next week, I think you have to be very careful about your entry price, given especially the amount of competition in that area. And as such, because of this guy transacting 2627, or it will trickle down to all the others that are already launched, all the other areas in Singapore. And as such, all those they didn't manage to make it here, they will go over to other places. So maybe that place has more value compared to this, which I will definitely agree. So it is not something surprising. I would say I really expect more demand to be spilling over to other parts of or to other launches, I would say. Okay, so yep, today will be a short session, and congratulations for those of my clients who boarded the bus with me to enter Normanton Park, or and also some others in the area, and then that will be I would say a good ride for us. Definitely not the end of the ride. I think we're halfway there, but it's definitely a good journey so far. And if you need help to hop onto the bus and then find the best deals, find the good deals in the area, then do not hesitate to come and contact me, and then I'll see how I can help. That'll be all we have for today. See you guys. Bye bye.